Greetings everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a general spirit for the book of Holy Spirit. This reading will not be for everyone, so please use your intuition and use your discernment and trust your own intuition. Alright, let's see what this message is. I have two readings I did yesterday that I haven't posted yet. One of them is about a spiritual bully that has been captured and destroyed. And then there's another part of the reading that I also did that got cut off, but I still may post it anyway. But yeah, those two readings will be posted today. Okay. So this reading, let's see what is going on for the collective. Before I start this reading, I heard you can come out now. Like somebody could have been hiding or was being hidden, and it's like now you can come out because whatever had you hiding is gone now. So it's like, again, the spiritual bullies have been captured. So it's safe for you to come out now. Let's get some messages from the spirit guides and see what comes out for this reading. Alright, what is this? At the bottom of the deck we have, all is at your fingertips. It says, what has been created by one can be had by all. Right. At the bottom we have, no longer holds power over you. Dissolve attachments of the past with love. Okay. Card number 10. So it says that whatever was holding you back no longer has power over you. Everything that you want to create is at your fingertips. So create what you want to create, and what is created by you can be created by all. Alright, dissolve any attachments of the past with love. Any other messages for the collective? Any other messages for the collective? This card came out in reverse. It says to be authentic. Your way is the only way for you, but it's in reverse. At the bottom of the deck, the card says to see it with your heart. And the card reads, the time is now to hear the messages. So it's time to hear the messages. Maybe you have not been getting your messages or something like that. That came out in one of the other readings. Like your communication with your spirit guide was being blocked. At the bottom we have, you are here for a purpose. Learning or realizing what matters to you. So you're here for a purpose, and the purpose is for you to find out what matters to you. What makes you happy? What brings you joy? What makes your life better? Whatever this is. Whatever that is that you want, you can manifest it. It's at your fingertips. But in order to manifest it, you have to be able to control your emotions and listen with your heart. Somebody here needs to listen with their heart. Alright, let's see what this is. Card number 10 says, no longer holds power over you. So what is it, or what was it that had power over you? It's like, who did you give your power away to? So this card says to release and dissolve the attachments of the past with love. It no longer holds power over you. The lessons of the past are retained, but they no longer have the power to drag you backwards. Love all things that you've created, for they are a part of you. However, you do not have to carry them around with you. That gets very heavy. 10 of Wands, a burden that can weigh heavily on life, holding you back from your purpose. Moving forward is always the purpose. The path of evolution and ascension is the purpose. With love as your guide, you create the goodness in your life that you crave, okay? With love in your heart, focus on your path and not of others. Love is the guidance system of true purpose. When we say, do what we love or do what you love, that is on purpose. So somebody here wasn't being their authentic self. They were hiding themselves or keeping themselves away from someone they loved, or whatever this is. Whatever that was had some kind of power over you in the past, but now you have dissolved your attachments with that energy from your past and you released it with love. And the purpose of the journey, as it says in the book, the purpose of all of this is to always find love. Let love be your guide and create goodness in your life that you crave. So additional messages says that there will always be lessons. No human can avoid this. It is a part of the spiritual journey, a human experience, and the lessons come with it. By loving the lessons and the experiences, you can live a full life and you can manifest what you want. I emphasize you because that is important. Loving yourself means you value your path. Self-love, self-acceptance, self-belief, and self-value. These are the keys to the lessons. Journey forth with love in your heart, and it will guide you on your path. Blessing and love always. So that's your spirit message from your spirit guides. They want you to keep loving yourself and keep moving forward. Stop giving away your power. See it with a clear heart, clear mind, clear conscience. Focus on your purpose. Learn from the experience and do what matters to you. All right, and create the life that you deserve. Ashe. All right, let's get some clarification on this energy for my collective. I'm going to be clarifying this with the wisdom of the Night Oracle cards. All right, let's clarify this reading for my collective. The first card out is movement. This card says put action to your goals and make them a reality. It's time for you to put actions to your goals and make them your reality. Notice this no longer has power over you. Message in reverse. So here's the thing. This card says it's time for you to hear the messages. This card says messages in reverse. So somebody here is not getting the message. Somebody here is not getting the message. We have the flooding is here. We have the moon is here. So this could be somebody who has blocked your intuition, or something could be blocking your intuition. Somebody here has clouded judgment or clouded your judgment. Something here has your judgment clouded. So what is clouding your judgment? Something here seems to be clouding your judgment. And they want you to listen with your heart, okay? Your intuition. And we have cycles. So something about moon cycles could be significant. There's different phases of the moon, and each phase represents a different emotion. All right, so with that said, let me pull this deck out. Hold on a second. I'm going to pull out some shadow cards because for some reason somebody here is not receiving their messages. It's like your intuition is being blocked or it was blocked. Somebody here was sending you messages. I don't know if they were sending you downloads or messages or sending you negative energy, but if somebody was sending you negative energy or trying to communicate to you, they were being blocked. They're being blocked. Something about the moon cycles. What's this moon cycles energy about? We have an artificial heart. Somebody here has an artificial heart, has no soul or no conscience. Somebody here is a colorless angel, a dark feminine. So listen with your heart is clarified by an artificial heart and a colorless angel. Somebody who uses the moon cycles or the moon phases to manipulate someone's energy. At the bottom we have hiding your true self. So somebody here was hiding themselves or disguising themselves as a true divine counterpart. But underneath the surface, this person was hiding that they had a demonic spirit attached to them. Somebody here wasn't being genuine or authentic. Somebody here was hiding something from you. Somebody here was trying to stop you from achieving your goals or manifesting something here. Somebody here was sending you negative energy, trying to block your intuition, your gifts, your path, trying to make you see things through a clouded lens or creating some type of confusion for you. So somebody here was creating a lot of confusion for you, or there was a lot of confusion about this situation that ended for you. It feels like you don't understand, you didn't understand why things ended. I feel like you needed to know why something ended and you never really got the closure you needed about why it ended. For some of you, it ended because somebody here was in like this low vibrational energy, an empty soul, or somebody who was under mind control or being controlled or whatever this is. Somebody who could have some kind of addiction to drugs, alcohol, or sex. Somebody with some type of obsession. Somebody could have did an obsession spell. Somebody's using an obsession spell on someone. There's an energy of somebody putting this obsession spell on someone to make someone obsess over them, which blinded them to the truth about who they were. So somebody created an illusion and made it seem like this illusion that was created was like a real deal. It was like they wasn't the person. I'm getting like a false twin or some shit, but it's like they were not being authentic. They were hiding them true selves from themselves, or hiding from themselves, right? Whatever reason this person was hiding from themselves is because of some type of shadow energy. The shadow energy was controlling this person's energy, and it's like it made this person do bad things or things that they shouldn't be doing or something like that. Like, I mean, this is a number 10. This is an ending of a cycle. Somebody was addicted to someone's energy, or somebody was being obsessed with someone's energy, or was obsessed with your energy. They need to feed off of your energy. This is like an energy vampire that needs to feed off of other people's energy because they don't have the authentic energy within themselves. So they have to connect with other people who are authentic energy to feed themselves, like an energy vampire. Take it how it resonates. All right, let me look at this Be Authentic card in reverse. What number is this? Number 11. So I got repeating numbers. I got 10, 11, I got 12. I had 11 twice. I got 13, 14. I don't know if the numbers could be significant in some way. All right, so the Be Authentic card says that you are here for this reason, to be authentic, your authentic self. Being authentic is how we follow a new way. In life, as young beings, we follow the way of others. It seems only natural to do the things that their way. The way we are told, the way others do things, to be like them. So people tell us the way we should live our life according to how they chose to live their life. So you could have been raised by a strict mother or a father who told you that in life you have to achieve certain goals, which means there was no room for you to follow your own dreams, right? So by following someone else's path and not doing the things that you love has put you in a situation where you feel trapped by this energy. But it's like you need to learn how to be yourself, or be true to yourself. If you don't want to go off and be a doctor one day because that's not what you want to do, then don't be afraid to disappoint somebody's dreams for your life. Like, don't let nobody tell you how to live your life. Like, be true to whoever you are. Stop hiding yourself, stop being afraid to be who you are. I don't know what that is, but take it how it resonates. So somebody here needs to hear this message. Okay, it's time for you to be whoever you are. If you're not happy with the person you are, then change the person you are. Go within and figure out what it is about you that make you do the things you do, and learn how to adjust to the changes in your life that you need to make. You don't have to be here. The card said if one person can achieve this goal, then we all can achieve this goal. It says what has been created by one person can be had by all. So if one person has all these things and you want these things for yourself, you don't have to be envious of that person. You can do whatever you need to do to be the same way. Like, you can be your own authentic self. You don't have to be like somebody else or have what other people have to be your true self. I was just thinking earlier that somebody told me that my life is boring and that it doesn't seem like I'm happy. I'm happy with my life. I don't have a busy schedule. I don't have toxic friends around me. I'm not around people who don't want to be around me. I don't have any karmic people around me. So my life is not boring. It's just not exciting to them because it's not a lot going on that in my life like it is in their life. Like, their life could be all over the place. This person tells me almost every other day that they got into an argument about something with someone. I don't have to go home every day and worry about getting into an argument with somebody because there's nobody in my home that I would argue with, So my life is at peace. But to them it looks boring or whatever, or not exciting, but you live and you learn. And once you live and you learn, then you know that there's just certain things out there that's not for you. So take it how it resonates, okay? You are here for a reason, all right? So learn from your experience and realize what matters to you. So whatever matters to you matters to God. If your concerns are X, Y, and Z, then the Most High is concerned about those things too. So it's like whatever makes you happy is what makes you happy. Whatever makes you sad makes them sad. So whatever you feel, they feel. You know what I mean? So it's like somebody knows how you feel, or maybe you know how they feel. Maybe you can feel this person's pain or something like that. Maybe you can see what they're going through, okay? Maybe you know that this person is going through what they're going through because they're not being true to themselves. Okay, take it how it resonates. Maybe your purpose here is to show this person how to be their authentic self by being your authentic self, being the example they need to see. So take it how it resonates, okay? I want to look at these two cards that came out with the dark mirror cards and see what the colors angel means and what the artificial heart means, okay? And what phase of the moon is this? All right, so this is number 10. So for this card that says colorless angel, the phase of the moon is first quarter, and the stage meaning is denial. So somebody was delusional, denial, or just dysfunctional in many ways. I don't know, detached from themselves. That's why you had to detach from this energy, because this person was attached to someone else. So you had to dissolve your attachment for them with love. Okay, so it's like when you took back your power from this person and stopped giving them power over you and detached from this energy, you left this person empty inside, because honestly they were feeding off of your energy to make themselves feel better. So when you decided to detach from them and pull back your energy, you left this person empty inside. So now they don't have anyone else to feed from. This is a vampire spirit. So they were feeding off of your energy, draining you of your energy and making you feel empty inside, okay? But that no longer has power over you because you detach from that energy. So the meaning of this card says, this hunger sleeping just under the surface is like an animal lurking in the dark, okay? The card is not just a dark card, it's also an unpleasant card, sickly and very disgusting. The difference in how we feel in front of a vampire as opposed in front of withering bugs. Take it how it resonates. I mentioned vampire. It's not an accentual darkness that we can't paint of romance, drama, and subtle anguish. It is raw, primal reeking of rotting stench. It feels like there is darkness, and in that black landscape there is an hole, leading to an even greater darkness, and that is calling. The urge is pressed down every time, played with, toyed with, treated like something that doesn't belong here. It is like rolling in the mud and bringing out the twisted, refreshing feeling of demeaning oneself, degrading oneself. Somebody went to the bottom of the barrel and got the most disgusting piece of trash they could find and tried to bring it back to life, I guess, by pouring love into the situation. So this person was at the bottom, or they've hit rock bottom. They're at the bottom of the barrel. They're scum to the earth. They are forced to be reckoned with, right? They don't have no soul. They don't have no conscience. They don't have no awareness of themselves. So this is be considered a dangerous person to someone like you. Okay? So the reason why you're having to pull away from this person, because this is a dangerous type of energy to be in. This is somebody who's so desperate to get out of the place they're in. They'll do anything to escape this pain, this place, even if it means whatever, you know. So the key is that we don't want to recognize the depth of the envy or the anger. We cast it out on ourselves, and now it's truly a parasitic monster, impossible to accept as something that came out of ourselves. So what if we bring light to the pitch dark well? What if the scary monster is just a scary, starving feeling? Wait, what if the scary monster is just a scrawny, starved feeling? What if it's just a little thing? Dark is tar, indeed, but to be sorry of, not to be feared. So the question they're asking is, what if the thing that you're so afraid of really ain't a monster? What if it's just a tiny little bug on the floor? But when you look at it, you see it as a huge spider, and you may be deathly afraid of a spider. But when you get closer to it and you see it for what it is, it's not as bad as you thought. So somebody here is living in fear, because it's like they fear that whatever this demonic energy is that has control over them is more powerful than they are. But the truth is, you can defeat this energy if you choose to. But in order for you to do that, you have to stop being afraid of what it is and face whatever it is. And stop feeding into whatever it is. You got to starve it to death. So this type of energy or demonic spirit is one that has to be starved to death. Because if you don't starve it to death and it can find anything to feed off of, it'll keep living. It'll keep thriving. It won't die. So to kill off a parasite like this, and it's so crazy because my daughter's doing a parasite cleanse and try to get me to do one too. But this is a parasitic energy. And the way it survives is through other people, by latching on and feeding off of them. You were connected to this energy somehow, or somehow it was connected to you. But now you've pulled back your energy, and this energy can no longer feed off of you. This is a parasite that you have to starve to death in order for you to kill it. So that means if you're communicating with this person, trying to help them through this process, you're feeding into what they, into their energy. You're giving them life in a dead situation. So it's like, once you do a parasite cleanse, you're going to detox from every hole in your body, right? You're going to be purging everything out of your body. This person has to go through this purging energy by themselves. This is a part of the journey where they have to go within and learn how to be themselves, right? So it's like a place of darkness that they're in, but it's their own darkness that they're in. And to them, it's a big green monster, but really it's just a small bug. But they don't see it that way. Take it how it resonates. Somebody could have gotten bitten by a bug, or I don't know. But yeah, that's the meaning of that. That's the going dark meaning of that card. The Angelus Soul card here says, this is the phase of the moon where you're in denial. And it's like having apathy or not having apathy. It's like not feeling anything, like numbing your feelings. So this person could be in a deep depression, numbing their feelings, like really doing a lot of things to get rid of this pain, or to, I don't know, escape some type of reality or something. Like they're trying to unalive themselves, but that's not working. They're suffering in silence, I'm also hearing. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Let's move on. All right, let's look at the artificial heart. All right, the artificial heart is a fragmented female, an android or a robot, with cyber lines traveling over the skin like gentle spiders, a black choker of a feminine servitude, and jaded eyes of futuristic indifference, okay? The meaning says building oneself to specifications, steeling oneself to adversity, and dreaming of electric sheeps. Take it how it resonates. This card is about flying monkeys. It says someone journeyed to a place that wasn't Kansas in order to gain a heart. Such a charming old-fashioned fairy tale. A new heart can be bought on the internet now and be delivered in a couple of days with a brand new shiny instruction manual, and it works. It gets the job done. It's not a job of feelings, it's a scripted version of yourself, like a job of numbers. Actually, it feels like a trade-off. We find refuge in the rational mind, which in turn gives us back the illusion of control, but we still can feel. We still long to live through our emotions fully. We are truly like an artificial knight that wants to become a real person. That's why this person is inauthentic. They're not being their true selves. They're hiding behind the shadows. Happiness is not in numbers, but it's not because numbers are bad. It is because there is nothing that alone can grant happiness and guarantee it. So we trade in the natural world of artificiality, and then we blame these choices as the reason why our sky has no color. What if it's not actually connected? What if it's just an excuse? What if even an artificial heart could beat and fall in love and drown in sorrow? So this is like the Tin Man who had no heart, and he was going to the wizard in Kansas, going to the wizard to get a heart so his heart can beat again. So this person feels like their heart won't beat again without you. It's like without you, they're going to die. They're not going to make it, because without your love, they won't survive. But that's not true. That's the lie they tell themselves so they don't have to face themselves in the mirror. If they stop telling themselves that that is true and go within and find out that it's them and not you, they will be able to get out of this energy. But it has to be their choice. They just over here soaking in misery, crying about all the things that they've been through instead of doing something to change the situation for the better. They're soaking in their feelings and drowning their emotions. And they want you to save them from themselves. But you're not being called to save this person from themselves this time. This time it's going to be up to them. If they choose to stay in this energy, then that's where they're going to be. And then if you choose to help them get out of this energy, this is where you're going to be too. So it's like, take back your power. You served your purpose here, okay? Yeah, so you're no longer bound to the situation anymore. You're free to go. Like I started out saying, you don't have to be attached to this anymore. Like, you're free to move on. You're free to go. You've been encouraged to move on. You've been encouraged to go. You've been encouraged to release this person with a good heart, with love, and do what matters to you. Okay, put action to your goals and make them your reality. All right, stop hiding behind false illusions. Stop creating illusions in your mind about this person. Stop allowing this person to control your emotions. Learn how to take charge or take back your power from this person. Like, stop being afraid to stand up for yourself, because somebody here is trying to make you feel guilty about your decision to do whatever you did. And by you not feeling guilty about it, makes them feel like you never really cared about them in the first place. But that's just a way to manipulate you into thinking, they're getting you to care about them again, Like, no, that's not true. I do care about you. Let me show you how much I care. I'll come back and I'll do this and I'll do that. But no, that's what they want you to do, is give up your they want you to give up on yourself. Like, they don't want you to give up on them, basically. But it's not like you're giving up on them. You're giving them time to grow and to heal. You're giving them space to work on themselves, right? And you're not trying to be mean or hurtful, but it's just like, you know, this person needs to be by themselves right now, because whatever this is they're going through is between them and God. It's like, it's up to them. With the Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles with the Temperance here, the Two of Pentacles and Two of Cups. At the bottom, we got the Emperor and the Eight of Cups behind the Emperor with the Three of Cups and the Seven of Cups. So the Ace of Swords and the Fool card as well. So this is about you learning how or when to walk away, right? This is you learning when to walk away. When it's time to go, it's time to go, right? And once you move on from certain situations, going back is not an option, because whatever the plan was for you and this person, if it was a plan for you and this person to be together, or if this person wanted to be with you and work things out with you together, they would have made the choice to do so. But instead of making that choice to do things with you, they chose to do things by themselves. And it's like, that's where they are right now, by themselves, alone in the dark with nobody to talk to or anything. It's like spiritual prison. It's like this person missed the opportunity to build with you. It was an agreement made between the two of you that when the time comes, we'll be there together, and together we will weather the storms. But when the storm came, or when it came time to honor their commitment, and the storm came in and knocked you off your path, instead of this person being there to save you from falling, they allowed you to fall in. In fact, for some of you, they kind of pushed you in. So they pushed you in to save themselves. So they sacrificed you to save themselves. So this person sacrificed you to save themselves. So this person sacrificed you to save themselves. And by sacrificing you, they sacrificed themselves. So I don't know what this was, who this was, or why this person felt like that was a smart thing to do, but they're realizing now that it was a big mistake, because now they're trying to get back to where they used to be. But it's like every time they try to move forward, they get pushed back. This is like the Tin Man trying to get a heart. If this person wants to feel their heartbeat again, they can achieve it by doing the work on themselves to get out of this energy. But it's like, it's going to take them time to balance out this energy, because they have to face themselves in the mirror. They have to go within and do their shadow work. They keep avoiding the shadow work. It's like the shadow work is what they have to do to come out of this negative energy. And if they don't do the shadow work, they won't be able to come out of this negative energy. So, I don't know. Artificial heart. We have the Three of Wands with the Hangman to the Judgment. And the Emperor again at the bottom. So this is the same three cards at the bottom. The Three of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the Moon card. This person broke their own heart walking away from you. So like the card said, they're in a prison, Eight of Swords, that they created for themselves. And what they've created in their mind is a place where there's no light. But it's like they're not stuck in the dark, or the dark is not the thing that they think. So basically, they're afraid of the dark, right? But they think if they go through this door of darkness, or this period of darkness, that they're going to be destroyed by a monster. But there's no monster in the tunnel. There's nothing in the tunnel but darkness. And when they step into the darkness, the path will be lit up for them to see. But they're just afraid to even start the process. You see what I'm saying? It's like facing their own demons. There's a monster under my bed, I just heard. But when you look under the bed, there's no monster. So there's not really a monster inside of this person, or this person's not really a bad person or a monster. They just haven't gone within. They haven't talked to anybody about whatever this was. They haven't released this energy. They haven't found how to, I don't know, this person, hold on a second. Let me see what this Judgment card is. From this book. Okay, so the Judgment card is card number 20. It says that in this card, this person finds herself at a therapist's office, resting on the couch. Her and the therapist are also witches. They're both witches, right? While under hypnosis, this person's being hypnotized. She sees herself in a historical scene. She is watching soldiers being hanged. Hangman came out. Another vision shows her tied to a stake around, surrounded by kindling and wood, looking as if she's about to be burned. So this person is surrounded by darkness. Where's the Hangman? Hold on, because it's coming out. The Hangman. So this card says this person's being hypnotized by somebody from their coven. In the background, you can see the people hanging from the tree or hanging from the post. This is what she sees in her vision. So in her vision, she's seeing somebody being executed by hanging them from a tree. And she's also seeing somebody being bound and tied, wrapped around with strings and being burnt as an offering. So somebody here was trying to make an offering or sacrifice someone here. So she's seeing somebody being sacrificed in her vision. And whoever she's seeing being sacrificed in her vision, it looks like it's herself. So some of y'all could have had a vision about this person trying to sacrifice you. We got look at this shit. Look at this. This is what she's seeing in her vision. 3 men hanging from a post that are being sacrificed for doing something to somebody else. So this person is being sacrificed for trying to put you up as an offering or offer you as an offering. Make an offering off of your, I don't know, feed off. I don't know. It's like they tried to sacrifice you for a better position and they traded you in for somebody else. And by doing that, they sacrificed you. And their heart stopped beating. Their heart is not beating. This looks like death spells or something like that somebody was doing on somebody here to end somebody's life. Somebody could be having suicidal thoughts, trying to end their own life because they can't live with what they did. Like they trying to make the pain go away, and there's nothing they can do to make the pain stop. So they